It's good. Okay. I'm ready when you is. Ready to record. Hey, welcome back to the podcast. Just these guys you know. On today's episode, risky business. The necessity or the benefits of a risky life. Let's run with the bulls today.
Risky
That
life?
takes another round of applause.
Take risk? Oh, my goodness.
Because we're about to get crazy.
We got the Pastor Mike on the mic.
And we got Dr. Parker.
And we're just these guys getting risky.
Yes, indeed. Bow. How you doing, Doc?
Fantastic.
Can I tell you real quick how it's not even 8 o'clock in the morning on a Tuesday and my day has already gone from bad to good to bad?
I would like to hear how your life has gone from bad to good to bad, and I'm sure everybody in the audience would like to hear
Yeah, I'm
this.
sure they would. But then back to good.
But then back to good.
It's been a roller coaster ride this morning. So about 3 o'clock in the morning, I woke up to a beautiful thunderstorm
Yeah.
that was rolling through. Now, as I woke up, my first thought was not, and we're going to put the not back in this, was not, this is a beautiful thunderstorm. My first thought was, my windows are down. So I roll with my windows down a lot because I'm cheap and I'm too cheap to fix my AC on my truck. So, but and I'm
Fundamental
always,
number one.
Yeah,
Go roll up your car window.
roll your car window up. So I just laid there and I tried to will it to stop raining. And so I'm laying there and I'm doing that battle. Do I go out there? I mean, it was blowing hard. It was raining. It was like hard. So I'm thinking, nah, it needs washed out. And so I'm laying there thinking, okay, do I get up? Do I go run out there, roll it? Because then I'm going to have to come in. I'm going to be completely awake because I'm going to be soaked. So I just laid there and I just let it rain in. So I get up, I get ready to come in here. I go out into the garage, open the garage door. I've got my towel with me. I'm ready to just wipe everything down. My windows are up. The whole time I laid there for at least a half an hour at 3 o'clock in the morning or 4, whatever it was, and I was laying there for at least a half an hour trying to decide whether to go out there or not, and my windows were up the whole time. So it went from bad to good. I rolled my windows up. I do things subconsciously for myself that I don't even know about.
Fundamental number one, kicking in.
That's right. So I'm rolling here, and I get a text from Dawn. Ding! She says, "You're welcome for rolling your windows up." From bad to good to bad. She is
To be continued.
Yeah. I just sit back. Thank you. She is my subconscious. She is my keeper. She is the one who's going to take care of me when I have completely lost my mind.
I have another bedroom here. You don't even want to go home. Stay here a while.
She's so responsible. So I just wanted to officially say thank you, Dawn. You're the best.
Oh my goodness. And what was the topic today? Taking risk.
Yep, that's right.
There you laid last night, disturbed.
I was.
You were disturbed
For
for 30 minutes.
Yep.
And you didn't take the risk.
No. Well, I took the risk of just washing my truck out, but I wasn't willing to take the risk of running out in the storm.
You took the easy road out. You took the You took the chicken road out.
Yep.
And that's because of risk involves facing challenges. And,
It does.
And we fear. That's, the risk is, well, if I go out there in the storm, I'm going to get soaking wet and I may slip and fall and crack my head.
Yeah. Well, the first thing you got to be willing to do is get out of bed. Any kind of risk you're talking about, you got to get up.
Yeah.
And you got to take some steps. You got to go. So for me, I'm in a season right now in my life, so we can get serious about this now, where I'm really feeling disturbed. about the necessity of some kind of a risk in my life, some kind of a stepping out, and it's getting out of the comfort zone.
And Sunday, you read a prayer. Was it a prayer?
Well,
Speech,
they're calling
prayer,
it a prayer.
Poem.
And it really is a prayer because he's praying to God.
Right.
To disturb him. This is Sir Francis Drake, an English explorer from the 1500s.
Mm-hmm.
And, imagine how dependent they had to be on God. He had to lean into his faith because every day was a risk. Every day sailing out on the ocean. And he talks in this prayer about, forgive me if we have traveled too close to the shore and been dependent on ourselves and not had to look for the stars.
Sure.
Not had to take that risk and trust in you. It's a great prayer.
It says this: disturb us, Lord, when we are too well pleased with ourselves, when our dreams have come true because we have dreamed too little, when we arrived safely because we sailed too close to the shore. Disturb us, Lord, when, with the abundance of things we possess, we have lost our thirst for the waters of life. Having fallen in love with life, we have ceased to dream of eternity. And in our efforts to build a new earth, we have allowed our vision of the new heaven to dim. Disturb us, Lord, to dare more boldly, to venture on wider seas where storms will show your mastery, where losing sight of land, we shall find the stars. We ask you to push back the horizons of our hopes and to push into the future in strength, courage, hope, and love. Amen.
The prayer is for being disturbed.
Yeah.
Oh God, disturb me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Move me.
Yeah.
Force me, urge me, push me
Yep.
to take a risk.
If I've gotten too comfortable, God, disturb me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly where I feel that I'm at.
And when you read that in church, that, did a little self-reflection sitting there, and I thought back through my life, the times that I felt disturbed,
Mm-hmm.
and there were times when, I went with it, against all wisdom.
Sure.
I pulled the trigger and did something that, I closed my eyes and went and did it, and it worked out.
Mm-hmm.
This idiot going to graduate school, getting out, just quitting the Navy halfway through a career.
Mm-hmm.
I could have been retired at 39, sitting on my front porch, drinking tea, collecting a check.
Right.
Halfway through, quit. I have nowhere to go, nowhere to be. I wasn't accepted into graduate school. I'd applied.
Mm-hmm.
I quit, got out, and stepped off the cliff.
Yeah.
With no guarantee that there was a net below. There are so many times in my life when I've felt the urge to do something and I go and do it, not having any idea how it's going to work out.
Yeah.
And those are the times when life improved, I succeeded. It's when I laid in bed
Mm-hmm.
and thought about it and fought against the disturbance and didn't get up, that life didn't change.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the times where I feel like my blood is flowing the most is when I'm on the edge.
Mm-hmm.
When there's some element of risk that is involved. And you're absolutely right. Those are the times where you can look back and you can see where those were the most beneficial times because you were experiencing the vibrance of life and you were experiencing change. Change is a good thing.
And when that disturbance hits, if you don't answer it, this is my experience. If you don't answer it, you live in regret.
Sure.
You live in constant. Just the other day, Sunday, and this was a perfect example, and I've thought about it ever since. but we were driving to church, and we get towards a main street that we turn on to go towards the church. And as we drove by this house, first time we've ever seen this, these 3 rowdy-looking young men, Sunday morning, were sitting out on the front porch. One with a big fro, and a couple other, hooligans.
Yeah.
But they looked awake.
Sure.
And as we drove by and I got to the intersection to turn right, I thought, I ought to throw the car in reverse, back up, tell them guys to get in. Let's go. I got breakfast for you, concert, I'll have you back here in an hour. And I turned right, and I kept driving, and I kept driving. And then finally I said to Tish, what would have been pretty cool is if I'd have stopped and got those guys, told them to come with us. She laughed, said, yeah.
Yeah.
And I sat there, your sermon, disturbed me. And that was the disturbance. I was being told to grab those 3 guys and bring them with me that moment.
Yeah.
And I've not sat here, but that's been on my mind ever since then, that I didn't follow the disturbance.
Yeah. That disturbance is oftentimes that little voice.
There's a disturbance in the force, Luke.
that little voice that will whisper to you something, and then it takes 1 second of hesitation to not listen, to not follow through. And man, that I really want, I think more than ever in my life, I want to listen to that little voice. I want to listen to that, because it's opportunity. It's either opportunity cost because you didn't go,
right,
or it's that opportunity that you've seized and grabbed a hold of to experience more.
Seize the day.
More life. Yeah. So settling in. If I'm going to admit that I'm still oftentimes led by fear and I'm breaking the rules, is the fear of settling in and being way too comfortable.
And Teddy Roosevelt's Man in the Arena, you read that in here. That was about, seizing the moment. It's not the one who sits on the sideline and criticizes.
Yeah.
It's the one who gets in the arena and has blood on his face and is marred with sweat and dirt. That's the man that counts, is what Teddy was saying, not the one who sits around and chirps from the sideline and criticizes and say what could have been. And, getting in, taking a risk, trying, failing, getting up, trying again.
Yep. You can decide to either be in the game or you can be in the peanut gallery. It's your choice. And so I'm really, really wanting to follow this gut feeling of just being disturbed. So is it a midlife crisis? I don't think it is. And by the way, I'm too lazy, I believe, to have a midlife crisis, because they usually don't. I mean, it's called a crisis. And so they usually don't end up with great results. But the whole idea of being disturbed, I want to run with this. I want it to be like a prayer, just like Sir Francis Drake. I want it to be the inspiration behind something that is going to take me to where I really want to be.
And that's the key word. We call it a crisis, which makes it bad. It's inspiration.
Yeah,
here's a new idea. Try it out. Mm-hmm. What's the worst can happen if I pull over and say, "Hey guys,
sure,
get in the car. I got some food for you."
Woo, 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 woo.
Honest, officer, I was just taking to the church. Yeah. I get a chance to worship and witness to an officer now.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. It just gets better.
Worst case scenario, I got a good story.
Yeah. Right.
And I did not follow the inspiration.
Sure.
I had a great morning, wonderful morning. Life was smooth. Everything went well. But that inspiration came, and I didn't answer the bell.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. It's inspiration to try something new, get out of your comfort zone, move, a culmination of all the ideas you've ever had, all your skills, all your talents that are buried within you. Mm-hmm. They all come together and say, "Hey, try this."
Yeah. So one of the things that I talked about on Sunday is if you are sitting here and you have been feeling disturbed about a change, and you even know what that change is, but you are struggling to let go of something, now's the time. Just make a decision, let go of whatever it is that's holding you back, and run forward. That's the thing that so the context of this for Sunday was for the church. Reality is that a lot of it was my own personal disturbance, but the church is such a huge part of my life that it can't, like, this disturbance has to be connected to that.
Well, and you're the leader of it, and so you're feeling a disturbance. That's for the church. It's for us, and we need to be there with you. And it takes us, what you just said, takes us all the way back to the beginning. Mm-hmm. And to tease the audience, we're not going to tell you what this is about, but to tease the audience, 2017, 2018, you gave a sermon and you disturbed me. And you defined what a rhinoceros is, and that they're 2,000 pounds, 3,000 pounds, and they can run at 40 miles an hour, but can only see 8 feet ahead.
Yeah.
And a herd of rhinoceros
is a crash.
And imagine what it would be like if we were running full speed ahead, only focus on the next 8 feet, crashing forward, and from there gave birth to some pretty awesome ideas.
8 feet is today.
Yes.
Let's just...
I can't see tomorrow. I can't see the destination. I can only see today.
Let's make the decision to go.
And
we're going to go.
Run full speed.
Yep. Like I said, it's not about what we know. It's about how we go. So we make the decision, we go. And then it's 8 feet. This is what we're about today.
Yeah. If you're disturbed, take off running. Run off the edge of the cliff.
Yep. Somebody just got untethered. It might be me. I'm looking forward to today.
Thanks for bringing that in today.
Yeah, heck yeah. Well, here's to today. It's an awesome day. To have a good day. Go get them.
Get disturbed. Get disturbed. And go act on your disturbance.
Heck yeah. Go run with the bulls.
Or the rhinoceros.
Yep. Either one. Awesome, Doc.
It was just these guys. I'm Lance.
And I'm Mike.
And we will catch you guys next week.
Have an awesome week.